Hi, I'm Gael, and in this video I will try to help you decide if the Jeju-Olle Trail is a trail you should hike. The Jeju-Olle Trail is a 437-kilometer trail located on the volcanic island of Jeju in South Korea. It's divided in 27 short routes that can also easily be done as day hikes. The start of Route 1 is located east of the island, but that's a pretty random place to start. It is much more convenient to start and finish in Jeju City, since it's where the ferries and planes arrive. You could actually very much start from the airport or the ferry terminal if you want. It is a loop trail, but some routes are side trips taking you inland or on small islands. The trail opened in 2007 after Sum Yong-suk got the inspiration for it on the Camino de Santiago. In 2007, I spent 6 months woofing in South Korea, including 2 months on Jeju. I absolutely loved the place, but never thought I'd be back someday. In 2015, I was back in Korea for 2 months and met a French guy who hiked the Jeju-Olle. I looked it up and thought it would be really cool to someday go back to the island to explore it on foot. I already knew that I wanted to thru-hike the Baekdu-daegan trail, so I thought, why not make the best of a future trip and do both? So in 2023, I finally came back to hike those trails. You have quite a few Jeju-Olle offices all around the island, from where you can get a really good English guidebook and a trail passport that you stamp on the way in a similar fashion to the Camino. The passport is 20,000 wons, but it's a nice souvenir, and it goes towards the Trail Association. You can also get an official medal of completion, but to get it, you need to go to Sogwipo, which is a hassle since it's on the opposite side of Jeju City, from where you're more likely to start and finish the trail. If you've walked the Camino, you can also get a joint completion certificate and medal. It's important to know that it's definitely not a remote wilderness experience, and you're never far from civilization or a road. But it's a fantastic way to see this special place that definitely has a different vibe than the rest of the country. And you get a much better chance to discover Korean culture and meet locals than on the Baekdu-daegan trail. Plus, it's an easy trail who can be done in a very leisurely way, where you can stop at lovely cafes on the way. According to the guidebook, it is totally okay to camp on trail, though it's not always very easy to find a good camping spot since you're often close to civilization. But on this blog, you can find a list of 70 potential camp spots. A good alternate is to sleep on those wooden pavilions called jongja. It is perfectly okay to do so, just be aware that you have to sometimes remove your shoes, and that they are often used by locals to hang out, so it's better not to be there too early in the evening or too late in the morning. You find them literally everywhere, and that's what I did mostly for sleeping. Though obviously it's not the best option if it's windy and raining. There are a lot of accommodation options listed in the guidebook, and since you're never very far from a bus stop, you can also stay a few nights at the same place and take a bus back to it at the end of the day. I really liked that idea before starting, but then I realized that between the time you spend waiting for a bus and the time in the bus, it's just more hassle than it's worth. And I really like staying in the pavilions. There's also another option called the Ole Grandma's Homestay program. It's basically elderly ladies living alone and renting a room for hikers. There are 6 of them listed in the guidebook. I tried it once with my friend Niels, and there was actually no grandma living there, but there were a bunch of guys on a fishing holiday. That was a fun evening involving a lot of soju. The Jeju-Olle is mostly a coastal trail, but you'll also spend more time than you think inland, which is also nice. It's interesting to see the rural aspect of the island. Since it is a volcanic island, there are actually not that many beaches. There are also a few really nice forests you go through. You also go through a lot of villages and through the 2 biggest cities on Jeju, Jeju City and Sogwipo. But I was actually surprised at how they managed to make the walk in Jeju City quite nice and going through interesting places. A lot of work is done to promote the trail, but people usually section hike it. I've seen a few hikers with a big backpack, but it's mostly people doing sections of the trail. It doesn't really matter which way you're going, the trail is well marked in both directions. If you go clockwise, which is what most people do, you follow the blue arrows and ribbons, and if you go the other way, you follow the orange ones. The best time to hike this trail is spring or autumn. Summer is very hot and it can rain a lot. In spring, late March to mid-May is the best, and in autumn, mid-September until mid-November is ideal. I actually started mid-November and that was fine too. That's also tangerine season on the island. This is a very easy trail. You do have a few short climbs here and there, but they're really not that bad. You never have to carry a lot of food since you have convenience stores everywhere, and water is very easy to find. And if the weather gets really bad, it's very easy to get on a bus and find accommodation. Yes, there is a lot of road walking, so if you are allergic to it, this might not be the trail for you. The main resources for this trail are the official website and the guidebook. There is also this blog I mentioned. All the links are in the description. Google Maps isn't great in South Korea, so I used Kakao and Naver. They are really useful. You can see the trail, convenience stores, toilets and bus stops. I also use them for bus schedules. Going at a leisurely pace, it will take a month at most to hike the trail, so a 3-month tourist visa is all you need. As I mentioned, there are a few side trips from the main loop, but they are actually officially part of the Jeju-Olle, so they are technically not side trips, and they are definitely worth it. Udo Island is a highlight, and Osulok is a fantastic place to try some great green tea sweets. And you don't want to miss Chuja Island. Even if the ferry isn't cheap, it might be my favorite section, so don't miss it. Now there's one day hike that you don't want to miss, it's climbing Hallasan. It's the tallest mountain in South Korea, and it's almost always in sight when walking the Jeju-Olle. There are 2 trails taking you to the summit. The best way, as far as difficulty and views go, is to go up Songpanak Trail and down Gwanumsan Trail. It should take you around 8 hours, and it's all accessible by bus from Jeju City. You do need a permit, but it's free, and you just need to book online. There are also a few really nice spots accessible from the trail, but be aware that some of them require a small fee. You can go to Songsan Ilchebong Peak, where people like to go for sunrise, to Jongbang Waterfall, the only waterfall in Asia to drop in the sea, to Depo Jusang Jolly Cliff, to the Yongmori Coast. You also have a bunch of tourist attractions, like the Folk Village, the Teddy Bear Museum, and some other kinds of museums. If you happen to be on Jeju around early November, you can go to the 3 days Jeju-Olle Walking Festival. When you land in South Korea, you should get your local SIM card from the airport, because I don't think you can get one anywhere else. There's also this card that you can buy in convenience stores. You put money on it, and it can be used for public transport all over the country. And you can also pay in convenience stores with it. After my extremely underwhelming experience on the Baekdudaegan, I was really glad to hike the Jeju-Olle. It was everything I needed to get over the disappointment of this trail. It's beautiful, it's easy, and you really get the feeling of being immersed in this fantastic place of the country. Again, not a wilderness experience, but still an amazing one. This is a trail I can totally see myself do again, maybe going in spring in the other direction. I hope you found this video useful. If so, you can help this channel by simply subscribing and like this video. If you have any question, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and happy trails!